Let me just pause for just a moment and give you absolutely fair warning, because I'm going to tell you the honest truth about it. There are going to be some of you out there watching this video in just a few minutes who are pretty much going to be angry, okay? You're not going to believe what I have to say. You're not going to want to hear it. You're probably even going to want to click off the video, maybe even hit that unsubscribe button. But let me ask you to do me a huge favor and don't do any of that. Just stop for a minute. Think about what I'm about to say and try to learn something. That's what I'm after. Go ahead and stay tuned. Hey folks, welcome to Transplant Helper again today. My name is Jim Merle, and yes, as I said a moment ago in the teaser, there are going to be a few of you out there here in just a moment who are not actually going to want to believe what I have to say. However, I promise you, what I'm about to tell you is based on tons of research, tons of information, and then better than that, as I like to do it, a whole lot of common sense. Okay, now let me kick this off by basically asking you to answer a question. I'm going to put a few things up here on the screen in front of you manually. I want you to look at them very carefully and answer me a question. Which one of these two things are better for you? Is it the oranges on the left, or at least my left, or the juice on the right? And that's naturally squeezed orange juice, by the way. Which one of them is better, the oranges or the juice? Well, somebody answers a question and says, ha ha ha, you're not going to trick me. They're pretty much both the same, because all this is in the glass on the right are about 3 to 4 of these squeezed in a cup, and there you go. That's what we have. Well, you're partly right about that. This is orange juice, and let me see. Yeah, it's actually pretty good stuff, and I enjoy it. As a matter of fact, in my life, in the past, I've taken a few moments in time, not very long, but a few moments in time to attempt what you would call juicing. And that's basically where you take any fruit, any vegetable, anything you think you might enjoy, or maybe you won't, you squeeze it together, whether it be in a blender, some fancy juicer, or even by hand, put it in the cup, drink it up, and you think you're eating healthy when you do that. Now, I don't want to try to turn the juice industry upside down. It is a billion or even $1 trillion industry, and to be honest with you, there's nothing I can do to change that. And I'm not trying to, because drinking juice is in general a good thing. Now, as most of you already realize, that when you go into a store and you buy juices, whether it's apple, orange, grape, cranberry, you name it, you buy a juice off the shelf in one of those little plastic containers or whatever kind of container, it doesn't matter. When you pull it off the shelf, take it home, and you drink it, it's not the same thing as juicing at home. That's basically because there are a lot of additives, especially a lot of extra sugars that are added to that just kind of take the whole healthy thing out of it. Now, is that better than nothing? Yes, it is better than nothing. So let me encourage you, if you can drink some juice here and there, go ahead and do it. That's a good thing. But if you're trying to consider yourself to be a juicer and a healthy person because of your juicing, stay away from the things on the shelves. You already know that. You're better off juicing at home, right? Well, yeah, sort of. But see, there's a little bit of a added bonus to that we really need to understand. Again, this is based on research, it's based on study, but more than that, it's based on common sense. And I don't have a lot of much, but I do consider myself to be pretty well loaded up with common sense. I can think things through, and I can make logic out of things. And that's probably why some of you even watch, because I talk like you do. I think like you do. So here we are. We're in a group together. Let me help you think this through. If you were to take, say, a glass of fresh squeezed orange juice like this is not full, but if you were to take that and you were to just go ahead and, drink it down. I won't do that for time's sake, but if you were to go ahead and drink that down, how many calories do you think you would be taking in? Do you know? Just think about it. How many calories? I don't have any idea either. Maybe you can Google it up, 8 ounces of orange juice. You do that later. But anyway, how many calories are you taking in? Let me ask you a second question. How much sugar are you taking in when you do that? Now, somebody answers right quick, and they say, I know. Let me answer. I got it. None. That's not right. As a matter of fact, fruit as a whole, apples, oranges being the two main fruits that are drank, Google that and you'll find out. Apples and oranges do contain sugars, albeit they are natural sugars. It's something known as fructose. And if you're not familiar with fructose, you're probably familiar with something known as high fructose corn syrup, which to most of us, if we're trying to live healthy, has suddenly become the devil. Stay away from it, right? You know about that. Anyway, basically fruits, oranges, apples, citrus type things, whatever, fruits, they do contain a level of sugar known as fructose. Now, there's tons more in there that I don't understand. I'm not trying to understand. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm certainly not a dietitian nor a health professional of any sort. However, I do know that these 3 oranges do contain within them some fructose, and it's a basic minimal level of that. And so if I were to take and eat 3, 4, 5, 6 of these oranges, which I doubt I really would, I would not get too much sugar in my bloodstream just from eating these. But here's where we get into problems. We think in our minds, and this is probably just common thinking, we think in our minds, well, if I take this stack of oranges or stack of apples, whatever, I'm using oranges here, and I squeeze that off in a glass with a juicer or even by hand, and I come up with, say, 8 oranges worth of juice, or 3 like in the example, I get it here, I drink it, I'm just as well off. Maybe you don't even like the oranges, maybe you don't like the texture of it, so you drink the juice and you think that you're better off. That is absolutely not true. Okay, stick with me, listen carefully. Juicing and taking the fruit itself is not the same thing. There is a difference. Hang on, there's a spider on my ear. It's all about being outdoors. There is a difference between the two, and here's basically what you're missing out on. If you take a pile of oranges, doesn't matter how many, I'll keep using 3 because that's what I have. You take these 3 oranges and you squeeze them off into a cup, you drink that, you're going to get a certain level of calories / sugars, okay? That fructose we talked about a moment ago. And you're probably not only going to be able to drink these 3, you could probably fill this glass up a couple of different times, 2 or 3 different times during the day, and just guzzle that down. And again, let me take a sip and enjoy it, right? Yeah, you could do that. Here's the problem. In order to fill this glass up, it probably would not be accomplished with 3. It might take 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. And there is no way in this world that if I were offered 8 oranges to eat, that I could eat them in one sitting. Now think about that. And so what's actually happening by me juicing that is I'm allowing myself to take in more calories, and especially more fructose or sugar, that type of sugar at least, into my body, into my bloodstream, than I really need in one sitting. You see, by having it in the fruit, still in its natural condition, what that's preventing me from doing is basically taking in too much, because I might eat 1 of these, maybe 2, and then I'm going to be full. I'm going to toss the others, or the other 3 or 4 or 5, or however many it might take to make this glass of orange juice. I'm going to toss them out. So, what am I missing out on? I'm missing out on the opportunity for my body to say, stop, you're full, don't eat anymore. And I'm exchanging that for, give me another glass, refill that cup, I'll take more. And what I'm doing when I do that is I'm allowing myself to get tons and tons of calories and tons of extra fructose sugar into my body that I really don't need. Now, as a bonus to that, anytime you eat fruit, in the orange, in the apple, in the grape, in the whatever, instead of drinking it, you're not only getting full, as in you're going to stop before you get too much, but you're also getting fiber, okay? Fullness and fiber. Each one of these oranges contain a level at least, of fiber in them. And by taking in that fiber, you're not only avoiding a lot of different problems as far as like constipation, as far as troubles with your intestinal tract, that sort of thing. Again, you're getting full, but you're getting, to an extent, your fiber for the day. Sorry to eat in front of you. You get the point. It's good to keep it in the fruit. I had someone tell me one time, they said, Jim, always be careful to never drink your calories. Anytime you drink your calories in any form, you're going to end up getting too much. If you'll eat food, drink water, or the occasional cup of juice. Again, to have juice with your breakfast, no problem there, okay? No problem whatsoever. Have a little bit of juice before you go to bed. That's to relax you and just to make you feel good, get your blood sugars up just a tiny bit. Totally fine. But if you're one of those people, like I've been there and done that, where you feel like, okay, well, if I replace a meal with juice, I'm doing better. Absolutely not. You're just not. because you're taking away your body's ability to naturally resist taking in too much by getting full. And while you're doing that, you're throwing out all the other fiber, all the other good things that are found in this fruit that are being destroyed or left out when you're juicing. I hope this hadn't offended you too bad, but I did want to be honest with you about this because it's something I just learned about, I just discovered, and I wanted to share. You're far better off if you're going to juice, juice in moderation, juice just to have a nice cup of juice. Don't juice to try to replace your meals and think that you're going to come out a healthier person for that, because it won't happen by itself. Anyway, I appreciate your attention today. Thank you so much for watching. If this video has helped you out in any way, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Consider commenting below. Are you a juicer? If so, is this something that you knew about, or is this something that's brand new to you? I'd love to get the discussion going and keep it going from there. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, right now is the perfect time to go ahead and hit that big subscribe button, maybe even the bell notification off beside that, and I'll continue to provide you with content, I hope, which will advocate, educate, and motivate you as a transplant patient. As well as that, I'll recommend some videos. I'll put them up here in the corners of the screen right here next to me, something like that. And until next time, friends, please stay stronger, friends.